My best friend, Ella, suddenly stopped talking to me and I found out it was because my dad fell in love with his marriage counselor who was actually Ella's mom, Dr. Lauren, and when everything exploded, they showed up at the pizza place where I worked on a date. So I had to serve them while my mom was building a revenge folder with evidence that got Dr. Lauren's therapy license suspended and both our families destroyed, but Ella and I secretly rebuilt our friendship using burner phones while our parents' lives fell apart. I still remember the exact moment my mom told me I couldn't see Ella anymore. Ella was my best friend since 2nd grade. We were inseparable. We've worn each other's undies and borrowed each other's socks. One time when she came on holiday with my family, there was only one bathroom, so I showered while she brushed her teeth and neither of us even felt uncomfortable. She was practically like my sister. So when she started ignoring me, it was a very big red flag. For 2 weeks, I tried calling her house, but no one picked up. Her mom used to drive us to dance class every Tuesday, but suddenly that stopped. At school, Ella sat with the theater kids even though she hated drama class. When I walked up to her locker, she turned and left without saying anything. The person who knew all my secrets, who I told everything to, was treating me like I was invisible. Nothing made sense because we'd been fine just days before. I kept replaying our last sleepover, wondering if I'd said something wrong, done something unforgivable without knowing it. My dad was acting weird too. He barely came home anymore. He had these evening therapy sessions twice a week, plus extra appointments on weekends. Mom spent most nights on the couch watching cooking shows with a glass of wine. They only talked when they had to, and even then it was super formal like strangers. School became torture after that. Ella's group started calling me names in the hallway. Someone put a note in my locker that said my family was disgusting, but I had no clue what they meant. Still, I felt sick reading it. Teachers noticed I was sitting alone at lunch and kept asking if everything was okay. I lied and said yes because what else could I say when I didn't even know what was wrong? Summer was the loneliest 3 months of my life. I saw Ella at the town carnival with her sister, but when I waved, she looked right through me. My hand stayed frozen in the air like an idiot while my heart shattered. Her mom saw me at the grocery store and switched checkout lines to avoid me. My parents fought constantly behind closed doors while pretending everything was normal when I was around. 7th grade started and nothing had changed except now mom had book club 4 nights a week, even though I never saw her reading. Dad claimed work was crazy, but his laptop stayed closed in his office. We ordered takeout most nights and ate in separate rooms. The house felt empty even when everyone was home. I missed the way things used to be so much it physically hurt. After that, I turned into a full detective. I wrote down every weird thing I noticed in this purple notebook. Dad leaving for appointments but coming back without his therapy workbook. Mom crying in her car after dropping me at school. Phone calls that ended abruptly when I walked in the room. I felt crazy but I didn't care because I needed to know what the F was going on. The first real hint came from Ella's cousin Liam, who sat next to me in science. He mentioned that his family was dealing with drama too, and that our situations were connected. When I asked what he meant, he got this guilty look and said his mom would unalive him for talking to me. But then he added that the adults were the ones who messed up, not us. Things started making more sense after that. Dad had been seeing Dr. Lauren for marriage counseling since last spring. She was Ella's mom, and mom thought it was great because we already knew her. Dad went alone when mom traveled for work, which happened a lot. He always seemed happier after those appointments, which mom said meant therapy was working. A sick feeling started growing in my stomach as pieces clicked together. Looking back, there were so many signs. Dad started dressing nicer for his sessions. He bought new cologne that he only wore on Tuesdays and Thursdays.